All right, guys. Sorry, this is gonna be a second part of that video from the previous, the magician bat projectiles. There's just a few things that show stopping bugs or problems. First off, bats come and go fine. I can shoot them. Biggest thing is I'm shooting a big row of projectiles here, of basketballs, and and it's awesome, and I feel so strong and powerful. And then eventually, I can't shoot anymore. I'm hitting space, and I cannot shoot any more basketballs. Okay, that's the biggest problem. And secondly, the score is all right. The bats don't hurt me or anything. That's kind of silly. They should at least minus points, right? So hey, when I start as a clone, hey, you, forever if touching a bat, minus a point, right? Or the bat, forever if touching the wizard, minus a point. Either way, right? It's the same thing in this case. If touching, oh gosh, what am I doing? I can't even see. There we go. And right now you might be thinking, well, this is a dumb video. I don't need it. But you need to polish off this game. So this is still the same project. We're not done yet. It's still, I think it's number 29, 28, whatever it is. 29 right now. He needs to lose to change his score by -1, and maybe we'll do health in a minute, and you can die, so the game actually ends. If we just change score positive minus, then you'll never have a game over. But let's start there. I'm gonna hit play. Bat's gonna touch me, and watch that score. And you're like, I know how to fix that. It's with a weight block. Okay. Now the problem with those basketball shooting. Well, I start a clone. I start a basketball, and then when it gets to the end, I hide it. I said Scratch doesn't do anything with hidden sprites, and I guess I was wrong. It doesn't do any sensing or run the scripts, but it does keep it alive, evidently. So, what should I do when the basketball's done flying? Well, maybe not even hide it. Let's just delete that bad boy. Before, when we were using one basketball, we wanted to keep it alive and bring it back to the wizard and shoot it again. Now that we're using clones, every one I shoot is a clone. So I'm going to hit play. I'm sorry, I should have asked you to try to fix that problem yourself, but I'm just not that good of a teacher. So I'm going to sit here just for a few minutes and keep hosing these basketballs off. Now, still, I might have a problem that eventually you can have too many bats, right, and run out of basketballs, but that's going to be a long time. And it'll be even better if the wizard can die, and it'll be hard for him to make it that far in the game. Right now, if anybody's patient enough, they'll play the game, and whether their score's positive or negative, they'll still eventually run out of bats, right? Too many sprites. Okay, so let's go fix that. Instead of doing score, let's do health. Okay, if I touch the bat, let's change my health. Now, we don't have a variable called health. I'm going to make it for everybody. And let's change health by -1. I hurt my health, right, when I touch a bat. Well, health started off at 0, and now if I touch a bat, I'm going to go to -1, right? Okay, and that bat there is bugging me. The initial bat should, when the green flag is clicked, it should do all this bat stuff, right? And forever do that. And sorry, it's either we should either hide the initial bat, or maybe we should just hide the initial bat, right? Maybe that makes more sense. Hey, just so he's not sitting there looking dumb. And then, now that's a clone bat. Don't be fooled, that bat's just a clone. Okay, so now we're good. Okay, so minus health, and let's get this. Now we got score and health. Your health should eventually cause game over. So here's the easiest way to do a game over. You get the text tool, type game over. This is just a text. What should this be doing at the beginning? Should it be showing like that? No, it should be hidden when the game starts. And then we're going to wait until, I can do forever if also. Forever if health is greater than 0. No, we're going to wait until. Wait until's are for when something happens just once, right? Forever if something that needs to check all the time. We're going to wait until health equals, well, if you played a video game before, you know that when your health's 0, you're dead. Health equals 0, and then it's going to show, right? Okay, and let's hit play. All right, it's hidden. My health did not equal 0. It's -4, and so yeah, let's keep this here. This is good. Let's start the health. So the wizard's health should start higher than that, right? Hey, when the game starts, let's make my health equal to 3 and maybe 5 or 10 or whatever. You choose how much health you have and how much it minuses. But let's put my health stuff in one block and let's hit play. And here he comes. Oh no! And my health's 2. And he's going to hit me again. And for testing purposes, I probably should have... okay, and game over. Well, is it really over? No, because I can still get points and shoot stuff. Okay, there is a block that'll actually make the game really over. Okay, and can you see that? It's in control, I believe, and stop all. And notice there is no stop all. Oh, sorry, I'm the game over. Put it in the wrong place. If I tried to hook it up to this block, there's nothing after a forever. There's no tab. I can't put anything after that. So I need to hook it up. That's why wait until is better than a forever, right? And now I can show it and stop all the scripts. Notice that you can also stop all scripts on this sprite, or just this script, or scripts, other scripts in the sprite besides this one. Different ways to do it. But and you could use broadcast to make that a little more targeted. But for now, we're just going to end the game. And let's put my health down a little lower. Let's start it at 2 so I don't have to wait so long to die. Well, and that bat's not getting anywhere near me anytime soon. He's going pretty much straight left and right. There we go. Boom. Got hit once. 1/1000. And now I'm ready to get hit again. Notice that each bat has a counter. So if I get hit by 2 bats in a row, they both hurt me. And game's over. Okay. Now I said a second ago, I want to show you this problem. And I want you... Ooh, wait a minute. I just hit start. Scratch seems to have a bug where you have to hit start twice sometimes to get rid of that stuff. But anyway, I want to show you a cool bug. And so I said earlier you could change your health, make it 10 or 100 or something like that. So let's make it 10 and let's lose 3 health every time, okay? So it looks a little bit different. I look like I'm stronger, I have stronger health, and boom, okay? And some of you may see the problem already. Let's go look at the game over script. When is game over? Well, when health equals 0. Can you see the problem? And if you can, do you know how to fix it? Okay, look, I got from health went from 10 to 6, 7 to 4 to 1 to -2 to... Why did the game not stop all? Why did it not end? Well, I said wait until health equals 0. Let's run it again. Do you see how when health goes from 10 to 7 to 4 to 1, what's it going to be next time I get hit? I'm going to lose 3, and it's going to go down to -2. Health never equals 0, which is why equals is actually dangerous for a lot of things in games. You want to say not if it's equal to 0, but anything less than 1, or if you're doing decimal healths, maybe 0.001 or something like that. But let's just say less than 1 since we're doing integer or whole number healths. And this will work, okay? Game over. Game over my foot. Hit start twice. Boom, boom, boom. And just trust me, it'll work, okay? We've been going for 10 minutes now, 8 minutes. I want to show you a couple more things. First off, I want to make this wizard move in all directions. I also want to enumerate the clones, okay? I want to give them an ID, a number, kind of like a student number, driver's license number, social security number. Basically, I want to see who's who, because right now they're all kind of, the same clone. There's no way to do anything with a single one of them, or even to know how many of them I have, okay? So we're going to make a variable. I'm going to do it the wrong way for all sprites. I'm going to call it clone number, clone ID. Okay, clone number. Well, most of my clones are balls or bats. I'm going to do this, I guess, on the wizard. We're going to set the clone number to 0 when the game starts. And then, what do I do here? How can I make a clone number for all these things? Well, I'm going to do it the wrong way first and then the right way. Okay, so if you'll notice when I made that variable just now, I made a public variable for all sprites. And when I make a new clone, so anytime I start as a clone, I'm going to set the clone number to clone number, that's dumb, and I'm going to increase the clone number by 1, okay? Which is kind of funky. It's not really gonna, I mean, setting it to 0 is kind of fighting the changing it by 1. So let's just change it by 1 on the basketballs and on the bats, and we'll change it whenever I start as a clone. Okay. And this could be on either start as clone. If I put it on both of them, it's going to change it by 2. 1 plus 1, change by 1, change it by 1. So this, you might think this is dumb, but here we go. I got 1 bat. I can't move. I need to hit play again. There we go. 1. Shoot, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12. Now, does each clone have its own ID? I mean, is there a way to look for a certain clone and maybe delete that clone? I submit there is not. Okay. There's one public variable, and they're all sharing that. Just like we saw that when our rolling balls, our marbles shared their speed, they all go the same speed, right? They need private, or they need their own variables, whether it's player 2 health, player 3 health, or player 4 speed, or whatever. Clone number is there's only one clone number variable shared by everybody in the whole game. Okay, and that's useful sometimes, a global variable if you want to know the score or the health or whatever. But if you want private, if you want everybody to have their own score and everybody to have their own health and everybody to have their own number, then you need to make a private variable, right? So I'm going to delete that. Okay, I'm going to make a private variable for this sprite only called clone number. I'm going to call it clone ID, clone number, whatever, clone ID number. That's going to make maybe more sense. Okay, and this is bat2's clone ID number. And then I'm going to make another private variable for this sprite only called clone ID number. And this is basketball's clone ID number. Okay, and this is kind of funky. They're both private, so they both have their own version of it. And my main thing is I want to see if I can give each clone, its own number. Now, I'm going to make one more public variable for all sprites called clone counter. We've done some stuff with counters before, and I hope this is making sense, but I'm going to go through this kind of quickly because I still want to be able to have the wizard go up in all directions and shoot in all 4 directions. That's what I'm going to close off with. But I put this in the middle so it'd be kind of like a crap sandwich. You have to see the boring part before you can see the fun part. So, okay, when the game starts, the wizard is going to set clone counter to 0. That's a public variable. There's no clones. And every time I create a clone counter is going to increase by 1, whether it's a bat or a basketball. Clone counter is going to go up. Okay, so boom, 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 boom. I just made 5 clones. Clone counter goes up, up, up. This is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I never assign an ID here anywhere. So besides just changing the clone counter, I'm going to set the clone's ID number to the clone's counter. Okay. So let me actually go back and let's make sure this does what I want. I'm going to hit space again and boom, boom, boom. And you see every bat that's made and every, the bat didn't change. There we go, bat change clone counter. Okay. And now, so because that number, that counter changes every time one's created, I can also set every time one's created the clone ID number to that new number. And it's changing every time one's created, so it's a unique number. And this is kind of advanced stuff, but I think it's pretty cool. Clone ID number is the clone counter. So the first one made is clone ID number 1. The second clone created is clone ID number 2. And let's hit boom, 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 boom. Okay, and you're like, wait a minute, these are all zeros. Well, or are they? How would I see what all the clones ID numbers are for the balls or the bats or whatever? Oh, and I got actually a bug here because it's kind of a bug. As I shoot more basketballs, they do get deleted. The bats never get deleted. The basketballs will get deleted and they'll keep going up. So maybe every time I delete one, I need to take the counter back down, but then it's the same. It could duplicate with another one, which is dangerous. Yeah, we're not going to do that. But let's try this, okay? So how would I see what everybody's clone ID number is? Well, you could. Do you remember how to print stuff? I turned it on here, but I'm not seeing it because this is only for the main sprite. It's not for the clones. So I'm going to have each clone say their clone ID number the whole time as they're flying. The basketball's here, and but where are you flying, bats? Here they're going. They're going to say their clone ID number as they're flying. And let's see, I don't even know if this, I've never done this before. Hey, you're number 1. You're number 2, 3, 4. Hey, where's the second bat? He's probably 5, right? 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. And you might think this is dumb. I'm like flabbergasted. I'm so excited because now I could have like some procedure that was like kill clone. And let's make sure we put it on the wizard. And it's going to destroy clone. So destroy clone. And, well, it's going to take a number, right? We're going to send it a number input. And what's that going to do? Well, it's going to be kind of silly, but because I can't like say, hey, clone, right? I'm going to broadcast. Oh, this is kind of weird. This is more difficult than I thought it would be, but I'm going to broadcast destroy clone, so I probably didn't need to define that. Yeah, that was dumb. I don't know. But I'm going to make, clone number, this only works inside the purple block. So nobody else can see this purple block, only the wizard. So I am going to actually make a public variable. So I'm not doing this in the smartest way, but I'm going to call this destroy clone number. And it's going to be public. Yeah. And it's going to start at 0 when the game starts. And when I call this, hey, destroy clone number. Destroy clone number, purple blocks. It's gonna, I want to jump through all the clones in the game and find the right one, 37, and destroy number 37. Okay, and yeah, this is kind of dumb right now, but so if I call destroy clone 37, it should go destroy clone number 37. And let's go actually go number 3. Let's do all bats. Destroy bat number 2. I won't shoot, and we'll clone ID 2 will go to a bat, and then I'll try to destroy it, and then we can try 3 or something like that. Okay, so we're gonna broadcast a message that's like, hey, destroy the clones. And I could make a message that destroys all of them, right? That when I receive this message, destroy clone, just destroy myself, delete this clone. But I want to destroy a certain clone number. And so here's what I'm going to do. When I receive destroy clones, don't destroy all of them. I could do that, but I just want to say, hey, if my clone ID number, and this is the cool thing about private variables, is it's the same variable for every clone, right? Even though they all have their own unique identity, they're all copies, they all have their own unique ID number. So, hey, if my clone ID number, my private clone ID number, equals the number of clone to destroy, which we put right at destroy clone number, then destroy this clone. Or delete this clone. And I'm going to put that on the bat too. Okay, and let's go hit play. We've got sprite 1, ouch, sprite 2, clone 2. There we are. And let's go back to the wizard and run this destroy clone number 2. Okay, so we got 3 out. Boom. Oh, it didn't do it. Destroy clone. Well, I suck. Destroy clone 2. Number. Oh, this number never gets used. I need to set and destroy clone number to the number. Okay, and this is kind of clunky. Like I shouldn't have actually done it in a purple block. I could have done without, but I just wanted to prove that I could. Okay, and then stay with me. We're going to make this guy go all 4 directions and shoot every direction, which is preparation for our tank game, which I think is a fun thing. Okay, destroy clone 2. Boom. And now the next one's still going to clone 3, 4. There is no clone 2. Let's go destroy clone 3. We'll wait for 4 to come up. Let's go straight to 4. Boom. Okay. All right. So again, because each one has their own ID, they know when they should be destroyed. I hope this made a little bit of sense. Game over. We got a lot of cool stuff. Let's finish off on the wizard. We've been going how long now? 19 minutes. I'm so sorry. I'm not that sorry. This. If you can understand this now, you got a good start on programming. This is some cool stuff. ID numbers and yeah, and procedures. You're getting pretty darn smart, or at least you're watching videos that kind of try to explain hard stuff at least. Okay. Hey you. Right now you can only move one direction, so let's duplicate these 2. And let's change X's and let's change arrows right and left. Let's go up and down also. My shoot is the big thing here, okay? Your shoot right now only shoots up. Change X, change X. How about no, change Y to go up and down. Up is Y10. And please note, I don't like this necessarily, the 10, 10, 10, 10, you can make a variable called wizard speed and have like power-ups that could increase his speed, or traps that could decrease his speed, and these would be speed times -1, right? We've seen that before, so I'm not going to hit all that too hard. You'll have a final project where you do bring it all together and do what you can. But anyways, he can move now in all directions, but he still only shoots up. And so I'm going to get rid of that say blocks on my clone. No, I kind of like it. I'm going to leave it. So how do I get him to shoot? If I'm moving left, how do I get him to shoot? Well, here's the deal. You could, oh gosh, try to make a variable called direction, have direction 1, 2, 3, 4, and if direction equals 1, then the basketball should point in direction left before it shoots and stuff like that. It's all built in already though. You shouldn't have to do that. Now, so here's what I'm going to do. Remember, it's easiest. I have changed Y here for my basketball. It moves up, 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 but I don't always want to change the Y. I want to move steps. And remember that steps are based on the direction of the basketball. Okay, so whatever the direction is. And this is steps, 32 times 10. Yeah, that's right. Now, where do I change the direction of the basketball? Well, that's going to be the hard part. Okay, right now, it's going to shoot to the right. So you say, well, I'm going to point up. But we want to be pointing in the same direction as the wizard. So if the wizard last moved left, the ball should shoot left. If the wizard moved right, up, down, it should shoot that direction. Okay, so first off, we need to point the wizard in those directions. Okay, and just bear with me. If you know what to do, go ahead and try it. It's a little bit more difficult, but it'll make sense in a sec. Right arrow, change X's, but we're also pointing the direction right. And you know what? I hate mixing X's and Y's. I'm actually going to get rid of all these just to make my life harder. I'm going to point in direction and move steps. Okay, so we're moving from an XY critter to rotating a Cartesian, a directional, an angular wizard. Okay, so I'm going to point right with the right arrow, obviously point left with the left arrow, point up with the up arrow, and point down with the down arrow. Let's go see what that does to the wizard. He doesn't move, he just turns, right? Which is frustrating, but now he can move speed amount of steps in that direction because he's pointing that way, okay? Now, I don't like it, the wizard going upside down when he goes, that's actually okay. Yeah, I don't like it when he goes left that he turns upside down. So you can go here, you can do it in here, or you can set the rotation style and say left, right, don't rotate, or rotate all around. And now because he's left, right, he'll only go left and right. His costume will only flip that way. Okay. Now the last thing we're going to do in this video, and it's the coolest, the hardest thing, I want you to see, pause the video for a second. Oh, I die all the time. I want you to see, and I'm going to hide some of these private variables, like they're kind of clone ID number. I don't need to see bat2 clone ID number, destroy clone number. I'm actually going to leave them on so that people who fast forward to the end of the video don't think that that's all they had to do. All right, so yeah, the wizard points in the right way, but the basketball still always goes to the right. Okay, so if the wizard's pointing up, the basketball should point up. If the wizard's pointing left, the basketball should point left. Can you find that? Pause and see if you can find out how to set the basketball in the right direction before it moves steps. Well, I got point and direction, up, down, left, right. I can type numbers in here. Point towards, so you might say, I'm going to point towards a wizard. And that would be aiming at the wizard to shoot, and you'd basically be shooting at yourself. Point at the bat. Well, it's always going to point toward the first bat, unfortunately. Well, point toward clone ID number bat. Maybe that would work. I don't know how to do it, but that's a heat-seeking, an aimed missile, right, or an aimed projectile. What we want to do is go in the direction that the wizard's pointing. Okay, and I'll give you one hint before I show you. It's somewhere in the blue, toward the bottom. One thing I will show you you can't do is you can't say, okay, well, I want the wizard's direction, which is this blue block, and I'm going to drag it out. And now that's the wizard's direction. I'm going to drag it over to the projectile, and now I've got the wizard's direction. Okay, this is 90. This is the basketball's direction, and this is 180, which is down, right? And that's the wizard's direction. Okay, these are private variables. X, Y. See if I turn these on. Notice how it has the name of the sprite there, colon. The variable name, that's private variables when you see the colon, as you can see on these other ones too. So that doesn't work. Can you see it there in the blue? It's toward the bottom. It's the fourth from the bottom. Check this out. This is how you get access to costume numbers, costume name, size, volume, direction, position of other sprites, okay? So I'm going to have the basketball point in the direction of the wizard. Note this isn't point toward. That's this one, point toward wizard. This is the wizard's direction variable. Okay, so the wizard was pointed down. He's 180. Let me start this and I'll change him. He's pointed left. He's pointed right. He's pointed up. He's pointed down. That is the direction, the wizard's rotational value. It's this number right here, okay? And there's the wizard's X, Y values, which you can also look at with that cool block right there. Okay, so finish this off. Pause it. I know you can do this. Welcome back. Before we move our steps, ooh, this is awesome. Okay, check this out. You're gonna like this. We're gonna point in the direction of wizard. Sorry, point in the direction of wizard. In the wizard's same direction, I should say. Point in the wizard's same direction and move steps. Watch this. Boo, boo, boo. And now our 320 steps is overkill, right? This is actually wrong. Because it should stop when it hits the wall. If I'm really close to the wall, it doesn't move that many steps. So we need a forever if, or when I start as a clone. Sorry. There we go. When I start as a clone. Oh gosh, why did I do that destroy clone stuff? That was bad. Forever if touching the wall, destroy yourself. That's the fake code for it. The plan for it. Forever if touching, is there touching the wall? There's touching mouse pointer and there's edge. And we're going to delete this darn clone when I'm touching the wall, right? Any wall, not just that wall. So now I don't need to count the steps. I am going to, you know, I could have put that in here. When I shoot. Yeah, check this out. I don't need to start as that necessarily. Instead of repeating like that, I am going to go until I touch a wall. So check this out. This is a little more complicated. I could have done this in two separate blocks, but I did it in one. Do all your ID stuff. Go to your wizard. Show yourself. Say your clone number for this loop. Point, move, and heck, as a side thing, forever, do these things. But also, if you're touching the wall, delete yourself. Okay. Let's go try it. Bang, up, bang, left, bang. Oops, dang, down, bang. Now, I hope you see the bug here. It's kind of cool. The wizard is kind of, well, he's a wizard, Harry. He can move the ball as it's moving. If I go left, it goes left. If I go right, and I just died at the hands of some bats. But do you see what's going on here? I shoot. The clone has started. It's launched. And then the forever point in the direction of the wizard. We do want to forever move steps until I hit the wall, but I don't want to forever, while I'm flying, point in the direction of the wizard. I want to do that once before I'm launched, and then quit pointing. Okay, there we go. Now this game is going to be a lot more fun if you shrink these sprites down. Boom, boom. Okay, so I could get the scissors tool, but I'm actually just going to set them, the original bat, some percent of its original size. Set size to, when the green flag is clicked. Do I have a green flag is clicked? There we go. I'll put these, maybe I should clean this up. That's not that clean, but set size, let's go half of that, 20%, a little less than half. That's going to be the bat. Yeah, that's fine. The wizard, let's go half of his size. So when the green flag is clicked, set your size to, and this number shows you their current size. If you've grown or shrunk them, this shows you the size they currently are. So let's go half that, 20%. The basketballs, they need to be smaller too. Set size, what's half of 25? Well, it's about 12.5%. Let's hit play. Now we got, ooh, the bat did not get, oh, that's the original bat, right? Or is it? Where's bat number 2? Yeah, I got a monster. That's the boss bat. Anyway, you can fix that. I got little that. And I probably should get rid of the say now. But that's my final version of the game. I can lose. There's more bats that come on. The game gets harder as we go through. It's got a lose condition. It doesn't have a win condition, but maybe, you know, the old Atari game or the old first Pac-Man games, you just played as far as you could. So anyway, I'll click on all the sprites and clean up so you can see. I don't know how organized they will be. Is that all the basketball stuff? And the game over is pretty straightforward. hope you enjoyed this one. Sorry it took so long, but it'll be worth it. This will be worth double points since it was 2 longer videos. But we'll see you in the next one. We'll make some more clone stuff.